Hey there, Jen Patero, back again. Even though fitness competition is over, I have, as I mentioned to you last week, begun my reverse diet out of this. And I had said last week, maybe I'd share, but maybe not. I really don't know if it's going to be of interest, if there's going to be any key learnings for me. So we'll sort of play it by ear and I'll make the decision later. So evidently, I've decided that it might be a good idea to share. And the reason for that is twofold. One is that it has been one heck of a shocker of a week for me. I've learned a lot this week. And then number two, there have been a couple people that have said to me, Jen, it really would be cool. I would be interested to follow along in this portion of the journey as well. So here I am throwing together a video and wanting to share because it's been a crazy week. It has been a more difficult week than I expected. So if we rewind a little ways, a few months, Robert had said to me, Jen, I think the hardest part about all of this prep is going to be the reverse diet out of it. So you may want to think about, sharing that portion of your journey. And, I thought, well, maybe it'll be difficult, but it can't be that hard. I get to eat more. I'm going to be happier. The competition will be over. But then another part of me thought, maybe it will be hard because I need to be strategic about how I'm going to reverse diet out of this. I don't just want to open up the floodgates and just consume anything and everything in sight. And this process, there's no end goal. I mean, there's to get me back to a healthy, happy place, my body. I start building muscle and that type of a thing, but there's no exciting competition necessarily to look forward to. The only thing I'm going to be doing is watching day by day that scale incrementally get higher, right? While I'm continuing to eat more. So I thought, maybe that'll be a little bit mentally challenging as much as, the scale does not matter. It plays a head game with you as you watch that number go up and up. So that's what I thought would be the hardest part. And it turns out that's not even been my reality. That's not been my reality at all. And I'll explain a little bit more later, because before I do that, I'll tell you what my reality actually has been. And that is, I'm hungry. I coasted into that competition, never feeling hungry. I can hands down never felt I needed any more food than I was giving myself, even though week after week I'm decreasing the amount of fat, decreasing the amount of protein, overall caloric intake going down. Never felt hungry. And I was kicking my butt at the gym, which I started to think maybe I'm not pushing hard enough. Is there something wrong with me? Should I be going harder? Why am I not hungry? Because, the words Robert used are people are normally ravenous at this stage of the game. And he couldn't figure out why I wasn't hungry. But I think, like I said, it had to do with extended fasting that I've done over the years. And your body just sort of adjusts. It was such a gradual decline. There was no shock to my system, kept things super consistent. And every week my body just adjusted and was okay with the amount of calories I was putting into my body. Had enough energy. Life was good. Well, then what happens? I mean, before competition day, I had a ketogenic caloric refeed day. Bumped up the calories man, I was full. The next day, competition day, there was no restrictions. I mean, I ate my brick, I ate my tuna in the morning, and then I went to the keg and ate that massive meal and had quite a bit of alcohol. And so my body, she's going to feed me. She's going to give me more. The next day, Sunday was Father's Day, and I did go back to my normal macros. So 120 grams of fat, 70 grams of protein. I gave my body a little bit of extra, and the extra was raw vegetables. But I pretty much, other than a few extra carbs due to vegetables, I really was on track with my diet. And then come Monday, my calories and my fat and protein went up significantly. I went from 110 grams of fat up to 120 grams of fat, but I went from 70 grams of protein up to 110 grams of protein. And so you'd think my body would be less hungry, but it hasn't been. Now it wants more. Now it's getting kind of greedy. Oh, she's feeding me. Okay, I want more. Feed me more, feed me more, feed me more. So I was shocked by this. I thought the more you eat, the happier my body'd be, the less hungry. Like, that intuitively made sense to me, but certainly not what's going on. So what I'm finding is I have been giving my body a little bit extra. Now, when I say a little bit extra, that is 1 piece of raw cauliflower, 1 piece of raw broccoli, 1 stick of, like a big long stick of celery, and 1 slice, like thin-ish slice of cucumber. And that's it. Oh, and the odd day, I've given myself an extra coffee with a tablespoon of cream. I should probably drink it black, but I'm throwing a little bit of cream in there. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting to see how my body responds to this. And it's not a crazy intense hunger, but I certainly wake up in the morning hungry. That never happened throughout the competition. It wasn't until after my workout that I got hungry, usually. Now, first thing, my stomach will grumble a little bit. And then even after I eat, a few hours later, my brain is trying to get more food into me. So that's when I'll usually do, the raw broccoli and cauliflower. So anyways, it's been interesting. I've been hungrier, but the crazier part about it is, the scale weight really isn't changing. I'm giving myself extra food, but my weight has stayed pretty constant. So if I look at, show day, I was at 122.4. So a couple of reasons for that. For the day before, I did my ketogenic caloric refeed, and then that day, that's my weekend to normally get my cycle, right? I forgot about that, but I should have had it. So I would have been, lucky for me, show day, retaining a bit of extra water because of that. Anyways, then the next day, after my keg excursion, I weighed 119.2. Then the following day, I was 117.2. So I went down after show day. And then I've held pretty constant at 118 all the way to today, right? 117.8, 118.2, 118.2, 118.8. And today I was 118.6. And by the way, maybe too much information, but as I'm giving my body more fiber, because I ate the Caesar salad at the keg, I ate a Greek salad the next night for Father's Day, and I've been giving myself a bit of raw veggies that my body hasn't seen veggies like that in months. So you'd think I'd be going to the bathroom a little more regularly, and that certainly hasn't been the case either. I've had the reverse happen to me, and I've now been starting to manipulate some magnesium levels, even utilizing some other tools and tricks to get myself moving again. So whole lot more going in, whole lot less coming out, but weight is staying constant. For now, again, this will change as I progress and as calories increase next week, because they will. It's just surprising to me, because yesterday Robert had me do another ketogenic caloric refeed. So I bumped up. I ate like a pig yesterday. Yesterday I went up to 160 grams of fat. Excuse me, no, 150 grams of fat and 120 grams of protein. So exactly the same thing that I did the day before show day is what I ate yesterday. So I thought when I stepped on the scale this morning, I'd see a drastic increase. I actually saw a decrease in weight by 0.2 pounds, and I hadn't gone to the bathroom. Anyways, this whole process has been quite eye-opening to me. I have learned a lot. I'm continuing to learn a lot. So far, the reverse diet is going quite well, except that I'm a little bit hungry. And then the other thing I wanted to share today with all of you is that I have decided, I talked to Robert on Thursday, and I have decided to go ahead with my second fitness competition. I think, going to participate in the UFE World Championship, November 13th. So we've got an interesting strategy that we're going to try and tackle for this, because this is sort of uncharted territory even for Robert, because normally he would say no go. You need to reverse diet completely out of this, get your hormones back, get your metabolism back, and build muscle. So for me to go from June 19th and then compete again November 13th, not enough time for me to fully get out of this, properly get out of this, get back to my 2,600 calories a day. I'm not going to get there, so I won't build much muscle. So there's a strategy, and yeah, we're going to play around with that, and maybe I will share that next video, because I'm noticing I'm already at 12 minutes and this was supposed to be a quick one. So stay tuned. I'll share a little bit about my plans moving forward to the next fitness competition, maybe next week, and I'll touch base around how the rest of the reverse diet is going, see if I'm still hungry, and see if my scale weight is still staying pretty constant or if it's starting to creep up. Anyways, that's it for today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk soon. Enjoy the week. Take care. Bye for now.